Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Raw Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. I've just heard one of the most dumbest questions you can ever ask a POTUS candidate or presidential candidate in history. Watch this.
Let me go to Angelique. Angelique.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So you have a tremendous resume, one that speaks to your character and your capabilities. But you are running in a field of truly exceptional candidates, particularly in the case of the women who are running, like Senators Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren. So my question to you is, why should the women of America vote for you over our sisters who are kind of more qualified?
All right, so before you answer that question, God, people. So they're kind of more qualified than Pete Buttigieg, who was the mayor of a town who brought so-called brought economic revival in that town. And she's basically saying, why should we women vote for a man over a woman? Why should all the sisters vote for a man over a woman? That's like a bunch of men saying, why should we vote for Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump? That's our fellow man. Well, let's hear this.
Well, look, I admire so many of the people running. They're extraordinary. And by the way, we ought to have a woman in the...
Now, this guy's good. He sure know how to respond with compliments before you go in for the throat.
The Oval Office right now. I'm still disappointed that didn't happen.
And pandering to women, saying we should have had a woman in the Oval Office right now. I'm still upset about that. You just said right now, previous to this question, that no one is above the law, yet the woman who was running for office violated the law. Comey said she did. Comey said she probably unwillingly do it, which is a lie. That's your opinion. That's not facts, Comey. Opinions don't matter here. Facts matter is, if she's the most qualified president in the history of presidents of all time, then she knew exactly what she was doing. She strategized that, and that's the reason why they went in and tried to wipe out her server, that she asked for them to clear her server. So you just saying that a woman should have been in the White House, and out of that same mouth of yours, you said no one is above the law. If that woman did not violate the law, and if James Comey did his job, she wouldn't have been president, and you had Sanders going up against Trump. This ain't got nothing to do with female body parts. This ain't got nothing to do with XY chromosome. This ain't got nothing to do with anything. We're talking about right by nature. And right by nature is this. You're pandering to women, hoping you can get women's approval. And it happens. I mean, he probably did that. I mean, a lot of times you get that. You get that in black men try to pander for some women approval. Some black men don't give a crap. You know, you got gay men, they pander to some women sometimes, and that's just the facts. Not all of them, but some of them do. And in this case, Pete Buttigieg is pandering to women. She just said, look, we got sisters better than you. Why in the world would we support you? Well, and then he comes with this pandering question after he said out of his own mouth that no one is above the law, that we should have had a woman in the White House. I'm mad at that. And they cheer.
Well, look, I admire so many of the people running. They're extraordinary. And by the way, we ought to have a woman in the Oval Office right now. I'm still disappointed that didn't happen.
I'm still disappointed that didn't happen. And the crowd goes, wow.
I do think, though, that my qualifications are a little bit different. that when you've led a city, especially exactly the kind of city that this president targeted with this rhetoric of nostalgia and resentment, but that can find a new future in a way that I think disproves this whole idea that making America great again has to do with turning back the clock. When you have the experience of executive leadership on the ground on everything from economic development puzzles to officer-involved shootings, not just discussing them, but having to actually handle them day in, day out, and having to summon a community together when it comes under moments of intense strain. Not to mention knowing personally what it means to be sent, ordered into a war zone by the stroke of a pen of the American president. And I think a different kind of focus on the future than any of my competitors in this process. I think that I represent something that's just different. Now, the other thing that I want the women of America to know, because I've met a lot of women who say, I like you, I like your message, I think you got an appealing candidacy, but I just will not vote for a man this time, is that I get it, and whether you decide to be for me or not, I promise that I will be for you.
Typical answer. You may not be for me, but I'm definitely for you. Get out of here with that stuff. Oh, God. Oh, man. Look, the bottom line is, it don't matter. It don't matter. Had a black man for president do nothing for black people. Made them feel good, man. We felt good, man. The day Obama won, I went out with my, I was like, what's his name? Jimmy Neutron walking down the street? Spider-Man walking down the street? I was happy. But the reality set in, my wages didn't go up. I still was being harassed by the police. Car broke down. I mean, trying to struggle to take care of family. It was just horrible. Horrible. But what they got to do anything? She's saying we're women, why we should vote for you when we got a couple of smart sisters. Oh, you mean that sister that actually practiced the Bible of corrupt crime known as the crime bill? She literally activated and walked in that word in the crime bill to its perfection, locking black men and women up, black men and children up, Hispanics up in record numbers in California as DA and as Attorney General and as a prosecutor. Qualified, right? She's qualified to run for president. No, she's qualified to run for Attorney General. And as Attorney General, she'll be locking people up left and right. And I'm quite sure Bernie run, he'll probably make her AG. God help us all. That's worse than having, I mean, I'd rather have Attorney General Jeff Sessions over Kamala Harris, okay? Now you trying to tell me that a woman saying she just will not vote for a man is not sexist. You're gonna call me sexist because I say you're beautiful, or I called you baby honey plum sugar pie honey bunch. You're gonna call me a sexist. But for you to say I would not vote for a man need to sit in their place, or we ain't trying to hear from no man, shut up. Man can't stop mansplaining me and all that kind of stupid terminology is stupid. Mansplaining, woman-splaining, stop that. Webster would be upset you coming up with this language. Just call explaining. Or just say a man trying to explain to me, or a woman trying to explain, not mansplaining, woman explaining. For her to say that, or anybody to say that I just can't vote for a man is a sexist. It's just like those white people say, I just cannot vote for a black man. If you ever said that, that means you're a racist. I would never say I won't vote for a woman. I voted for a woman for president just like that. Just when Hillary Clinton was Jill Stein. Just like that. It was so easy. And was proud and excited and looked like I'm going to vote for her again. I don't think she's running, but if she was running, I will vote for her. I voted for Robin Levine over Chuck Schumer because Chuck sucks. And Robin Levine, this beautiful, strong black woman, had a platform to deal with, to go to Congress and fight for New York. Matter of fact, I might volunteer to work on her campaign. So I have no problem voting with a woman. I have no problem voting for Muslim. I have no problem voting for a white man. It doesn't matter, long as you got my community interests at heart. And if I know you have a track record, if you have a track record to prove it, that's even better. So who cares? Oftentimes, some of the worst sexes are women, not men, women. Men are bad. You got a lot of bad men. But in this election, you're going to see the sexism come out like crazy. The very one who's calling men sexist and mansplaining them are the very ones who tell men to shut up. They need to be quiet. They need to sit down. Women ain't hearing you. Women done discounted you. We ain't voting for women. I refuse to vote for a man. You're a sexist. And an extreme feminist. You're not a feminist, because feminists are not extreme. You're an extreme feminist, and that's one who would go over and above to shut a man up, shut him down. And we can't have that. So that's why when I say this is one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard asked to a president, because if I was running, I was like, what you mean? You got some women who's running for office, and you said she's more successful than me. How? Tell me. She made DA. Whoop-de-doo. Did she tell you how she got her DA position? She got her position being on DA. Moonlight. Let me stop. Did she tell you how she get her prosecutor position? By allowing somebody to process and cue her in a position. Talking about Kamala Harris. So get out of here with this stuff, man. I don't want to hear this stuff. Qualified. Don't even talk to me about Kamala Harris qualified. And like I said, Elizabeth Warren, she's smart. She got good policies, but she just don't have the guts. She's a coward. She's a political coward. And yes, women can be cowards just as bad as men. She's a coward. She have no guts. She have no gall. She's weak and timid. And the harder she try to act hard, the more weak and timid she look. You ever seen that person who try to act so hard that, yo, man, stop, just stop. Don't try to act hard, man, because you look even weaker. Stop. That's not you. Stay in your lane. She needs to stay in her lane. Kamala Harris needs to stay in her lane. And Joe Biden needs to stay in his lane. VP was good. That's it. Hang it up, bruh. Hey, thank you for watching that episode of The Rob Report. Before you go now, I need you to do two things for me. First thing, I want you to like the video if you liked it. Second thing, I want you to share it all across social media. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Stop and do it. As Jimmy Dore says sometimes, you think you're subscribed, or you go check and find out you're not subscribed. So make sure you check that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when I put a new content out. I'm not a fan of Super Chat, so if you plan on giving to the efforts of Bob TV, make sure you do that through Bob TV NYC at paypal.me. Anybody who want to have free access to my Patreon channel, I'm trying to save you money on your cable bill. I ran into a program that I think everybody need, everybody can afford, and everybody should have, and that link is down there below. 5,000 plus channel, best sports package, and the best premium TV, and even international channels, and you can access this all over the world. Go ahead and check that out, get your free trial, and if you decide to support, become members of those two services, we'll go ahead and give you full access to the Patreon channel, and there's no cost to it. So my name is Robert Brown with The Rob Report. Thank you for watching. I'll holler at you later. Peace.